From the Ministry of the Presidency in Georgetown, this is This Week with the President.
Welcome to This Week with the President, a news magazine which provides you with an in-depth look at the policies, programs and work of the President of Guyana in his quest to realize the good life for all Guyanese. I'm your host, Gomti Gangadin. In the highlights this week, Guyana looks to Sweden for cooperation in green development, and Minister of Public Affairs appointed as government seeks to improve efficiency in public service delivery. Positive international relations have proven to be an effective driver of socio-economic development, and Guyana stands ready to strengthen bilateral relations with all of its international partners. The Kingdom of Sweden is the most recent country to which Guyana has recommitted to strengthening ties, particularly in the areas of climate change and green development. On Wednesday, the President accepted letters of credence from Her Excellency Elizabeth Eklund, accrediting her as the new non-resident ambassador of Sweden to Guyana.
Guyana and Sweden have enjoyed cordial relations since the establishment of diplomatic relations on the 16th of June 1975. Those relations are founded on mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-interference in each other's internal affairs, cooperation for mutual benefit, respect to treaties and international law, and the maintenance of international peace and security.
Through mechanisms such as the United Nations and the European Union, Guyana and Sweden have cooperated on various issues at the international and multilateral levels. In fact, Guyana supported Sweden's successful candidature for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council.
Guyana was pleased to support Sweden's successful candidature for a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council for the period 2017-2018. Guyana looks forward to the Kingdom's continued concern with the challenges facing small developing states, such as those of the Caribbean, to which Guyana belongs.
Through the United Nations, Sweden contributes to conflict prevention, peace efforts, rebuilding of conflict-affected states, gender equality and disarmament and non-proliferation. More importantly, Sweden is one of the major donors to the United Nations system.
Sweden and the EU appreciate the multilateral partnership with Guyana and CARICOM to better meet the global challenges. Your Excellency, I am looking forward to a close cooperation on many issues.
In terms of protection of the environment and sustainable development, President Granger said that Guyana has much to learn from Sweden's experience in promoting green living, since this is an area in which the two countries share common concerns.
Guyana's and Sweden's common commitment to the protection of Earth's environment can be the basis for enhancing, for enlarging, and for extending cooperation between our two states. I anticipate that your appointment as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary will add impetus to our relations. I assure you of my government's support in the discharge of your mandate as Ambassador of the Kingdom of Sweden to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Guyana and Sweden established diplomatic relations on June 16, 1975 and have enjoyed cordial relations ever since. To improve efficiency and effectiveness, to ensure that due attention is given where it's needed, and to ensure that ministers are assigned to their areas of strength. These are some of the basic principles that guide the President's judgment in rebalancing cabinet responsibilities. And these were the areas of consideration in the latest cabinet reassignment, which will be Ms. Dawn Hastings Williams taking up a new portfolio as Minister of Public Affairs in the Ministry Ministry of the Presidency. Ms. Hastings Williams, a seasoned parliamentarian and qualified educator, is currently serving as minister within the Ministry of Communities. Her new appointment will take effect from September 1, 2017.
Minister Hastings coming into the Ministry of the Presidency is a continuation of that process of rebalancing. The Ministry of the Presidency, as you know, over the last 2 years has had to take on responsibility for Department of Environment. We have a national security advisor in the country. As you can see, we still have certain security challenges in the borders, in the prisons, in the police force. So she's there to assist me in managing the responsibilities that I have in the Ministry of the Presidency, and I'm sure she'll do well.
The head of state explained that this latest reassignment, like the previous ones, are all part of a continuous effort which has as its main focus the best interest of the Guyanese public.
It is a question of my own judgment, and my judgment, as you know, I continuously have to evaluate the workload of every ministry. For example, as you know, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure used to be responsible for post and telecommunication. At a certain point in time, I found it prudent to appoint Minister Catherine Hughes and give her responsibility for public telecommunication, including posts. So there's been some rebalancing there. And equally, I did pay a visit, and I did have some investigations in the Ministry of Education, and the New Opportunity Corps was transferred to the Ministry of Social Protection. So there's a continuous process of ensuring that the government works well, and we need to make sure that we put our best effort where those efforts can have an impact.
Minister Hastings Williams will be responsible for the oversight of the sections which fall under the President's Secretariat, and will also hold responsibility for the administration of the National Endowment for Science and Technology (NEST) program and hinterland and rural relations. In an invited comment, Minister Hastings Williams said that she is honored by the confidence reposed in her by the head of state, and she is eager to perform to the best of her abilities.
I accepted the challenge. I think it will have more scope to do a lot more work in the government for the people of Guyana.
Now we take a look at the President's diary. During the week, President Granger met with a 71-year-old U.S.-based Guyanese swimmer, Mr. Ashraf Ali, who swam across Demerara, Berbice, Essequibo, and several other rivers and lakes. Mr. Ali, popularly referred to as the River Conqueror, who hails from East Berbice, Quarantine, said that he is a self-taught swimmer. He told the president that swimming has been a hobby since his childhood. Even at 71 years old, he said he has no plans to slow down and is currently in the stages of planning another swim out into the Atlantic from the Berbice River mouth by the end of the month. His aim, he said, is to inspire the older generation to get involved in physical activities which can add to their years of life. Wedding bells were ringing this week as Minister within the Ministry of Communities, Ms. Valerie Patterson, now Yearwood, tied the knot on Wednesday with Pastor Godfrey Yearwood. This week in the Presidency and beyond, we will give you an exclusive peek at the reception, which was attended by the head of state. Ms. Patterson Yearwood served as Member of Parliament for Region 10 before being appointed to serve as Minister within the Ministry of Communities in January 2016.
Well, I'd just like to extend congratulations to Ms. Valerie Yearwood and Mr. Godfrey Yearwood on the occasion of his marriage. It's a mature marriage, it's a Christian marriage. Valerie is an important part of our cabinet. She is responsible for a significant section of our housing trust, which is a big part of our government's philosophy. And I'm very sure that this marriage is going to strengthen her, not only to do God's work, but also to do work in the government. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Yearwood, and the government is fully in support of at this stage, and we wish them well.
With that, we have come to the end of this week's edition of This Week with the President. Thank you for joining me. For regular updates on the Ministry of the Presidency, go to our website at www.motp.gov.gy, like our Facebook page, Ministry of the Presidency, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MOTP Guyana. Do have a safe and productive rest of the week. Goodbye, Guyana.